on this computer. All right. This is Karen Harrison, part of the Dream Builders team, and welcome to our Raindrop Technique Made Simple workshop. I'm excited to have you here. Who is 785? And I'll put your name with your box.
Tammy.
Tammy, okay, welcome Tammy. Glad you are here.
Thank you.
So I am so excited to present Raindrop. I haven't presented it for a while, but I have taught it to massage therapists at a local spa. I've taught it to 2 of my massage therapists, and I have been receiving Raindrop Technique for well over 10 years, every other week. It is a major component of my whole body health program, supporting my immune system and my back. And it's very relaxing, de-stressing. I love it. And as you can see, I've got my subject right back over here, laying on the table. Yes, that is a half-nude person. So first I'm going to give you a little bit of background about Raindrop. And if you want more information about Raindrop, you can get it from the Essential Oil Desk Reference. You can get this booklet, Raindrop Technique by D. Gary Young, off of discoverlsp.com. You can also find out about Raindrop for Children, because this workshop is going to be strictly geared to adults. Okay, for children, you're going to have to use way less. And I'm not really aware of the protocol for children. So if you have kiddos 14 and under, please consult the Raindrop for Children resources on discoverlsp.com. There's also a new resource that I'm excited to check into called Vibrational Raindrop. And you can learn how to give Raindrop to dogs and to horses. You can get the animal book off of discoverlsp.com and learn more about that. All right, well, let's start off with why Young Living oils. All right, it's very important when you're going to do a Raindrop technique to only use Young Living oils. Why? Because Young Living are pure, they're therapeutic grade, they're all grown organically. We have a seed to seal process where Young Living picks the healthiest seeds, grows them on soil that doesn't have any chemicals on it, harvests it at the right time, only uses other oils and organic materials to control pests and weeds, hand weeds everything, distills it at the right temperature so that the therapeutic properties of the oils are maintained. And then test them to make sure that the oils meet all of the standards to ensure that you are getting the highest quality oils. So, hey, welcome Dolores. Glad to have you here. So it's very important to only use the Young Living oils for your Raindrop technique. Other oils may be adulterated. They may be extended with synthetic carrier oils. They may not be grown organically. You're not going to get the same effect if you don't use Young Living oils. And because this is such a potent treatment, you could also cause harm if you don't use Young Living oils. So it's very, very important to use just the Young Living oils for this Raindrop technique. Now, what is Raindrop technique? It's a simple, non-invasive way to achieve spinal and whole body health. It uses a sequence of powerful essential oils designed to support the following body systems: the immune system, the respiratory system, the musculoskeletal system, and the gastrointestinal system. It also balances energy, helps to balance the electrical energy along the body, and it lifts the spirit. I know after I receive a Raindrop, I feel like a minty pizza. And I think that men are attracted to that. Okay, that's kind of goofy. But you'll see why you'll smell like a minty pizza at the end of this. All right, it increases relaxation and enhances concentration. It's one of the safest non-invasive techniques available. It's simple to do. I'm going to teach you the simple method. There are more complicated methods that you can learn that are appropriate for massage therapists. I am not a massage therapist, so I'm going to teach you what I know how to do, which is drop them and spread them. I'm talking about the oils. Okay, all right, enough for my crazy humor. All right, it's also a tool to promote healing within using topically applied essential oils on the body. Now you might be wondering, where did this come from? How did it come about? Well, Gary Young dreamt it up based on several generations before the U.S.-Canadian border was closed. The Lakota Indians migrated into the northern regions of Canada to witness the northern lights of Aurora Borealis, and they would inhale this energy down their spine and allow it to pass into parts of their bodies that needed healing. After the border was closed, they would mentally do this process combined with a light stroking to facilitate the spreading of the energy throughout the body. This technique is called, I don't know how to pronounce it, effleurage or feathered finger stroking. I know you massage therapists know how to pronounce that. Okay, raindrop technique is practiced by massage therapists, by chiropractors, by medical professionals, and by regular everyday people like you and me that have no massage training at all. We are not using any massage techniques. We are simply dropping oils and lightly spreading them on the body, not using any pressure. Okay, it relaxes the body and muscles. It supports spinal alignment and strengthens the immune system. So this technique has been very helpful for all sorts of back issues to support the back. And you can find scientific research available on a raindrop. You're just going to need to go search for it. Okay, so these oils, again, support the immune system, the respiratory system, the musculoskeletal system, the gastrointestinal system, and relieve discomfort. And they balance the energy, lift the spirits, and calm the mind. So here are the oils, and if you have your oils with you, you can do a raindrop technique on a loved one if you have one available. You can also do one on yourself. The thing not to do is to take the bottle and dump it down your back. I had a friend that did that once with thyme. With no carrier oil, he dumped quite a large amount of it on his back because he couldn't see what he was doing. And it did produce quite a bit of reddening of the skin. So don't do that. If you're going to do a raindrop on yourself, I'll give you some instructions on how you can do it safely. All right, here's the oils that we're going to use. Valor. It works on the physical, electrical, and emotional levels. It supports the physical and energy alignment of the body. Oregano awakens the receptors of the body, and it supports the immune system and detoxes. Thyme supports the immune system and detoxes. Basil relaxes the muscles. Now you can see why you're going to smell like a pizza or Italian something or other. Okay, cypress improves circulation. It's an oil for the pituitary gland, you know, right up here, thought to be the seat of the soul, and it promotes tissue healing. Wintergreen relieves discomfort. It's also good support for the bones. Marjoram, it relaxes and strengthens the muscles. Aromaceae, which is a blend, relaxes the muscles and relieves discomfort. And then peppermint helps all the oils to penetrate more deeply into the body. It relieves discomfort It stimulates circulation and cools the body. Again, this procedure is for adults and teens 15 years older who are of a normal adult size. Consult with www.discoverlsp.com for info on Raindrop for children and animals, like horses and dogs. Now, in the Young Living Dream Builders resources page, I just uploaded my latest version of Raindrop Technique made simple. So this is what I'm going to be following. I changed the layout of it a little bit to make it simpler, and made the drops of oils correspond to what is in this Raindrop Technique. Now, there's quite a bit more procedure in this Raindrop Technique book than what I am going to be covering with you. Because again, this is the simple procedure. There's all kinds of cool things you can do if you know how to do it, like thumb rolls and finger straddles and stuff. Well, I don't know how to do that. And, you know, I provide this treatment at the end of some of my Reiki sessions as an add-on technique for an additional cost. And I've been doing that for several years with a few of my Reiki clients, and they love it. It really helps to support their back and whole body health. So it goes great with Reiki, or you can do it as a standalone treatment. And there's some spas that perform this for, say, $90 an hour or more. So this is a very valuable technique and simple for anyone to do. Once a number of years ago, when I was...
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
That scared me. All right. Once a number of years ago when I was sick, I had my daughter, who was 10 at the time, doing the Raindrop Technique. So that just goes to show you that anybody can do it.
Love you.
Okay. All right. Now, Janie, I'm going to mute you. And then if you have a question or anything, you can unmute it.
Okay.
All right. Just so that we don't have some of the background noise. All right. And Janie, I'm glad you're here. And Victoria and Tammy and Imelda and Dolores and Angela and Shanley. Yay! I love this technique. And with this handout, you know, you can easily share it. And these notes, Raindrop, I'll also upload that I just went over, so you can do your own workshops. All right, I am going to move to my wonderful friend Sally over there, who volunteered to be our subject. Now, hopefully you're able to hear me okay. And I think I'm just going to lay my notes right here. That'll make it easy. So if you have your oils, now is the time to get them out. We're going to start with Valor Blend. Okay, this is the one that balances the energy and supports the spine. We're going to place about 6 to 10 drops of it in our non-dominant hand. And then rub the hands together and place it on the bottoms of the feet. So because you can't see this whole table, I'm gonna do this. Normally, you know, I'd have my hands like that and the person would have their feet down on the massage table. But I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Now, you are going to wait and be patient until you begin to feel the same sensations in your right hand as your left hand. And you're going to set the intention to balance the energy. And in our instructions, it says that this could take several minutes, up to even 5 minutes. I'm already enjoying the the smell of the Valor. It's one of my favorite oils, and it's just very uplifting and grounding and calming. When you're going to do a raindrop technique, it's very helpful to have removed all your rings, your bracelets, and your necklaces. You don't want any of that on your client or scratching the client's skin. You also want to have your fingernails trimmed short and your fingernail polish removed. The reason to remove the fingernail polish is the oils can cause the fingernail polish to come off, and you don't want that fingernail polish to get into your client. Okay, if you do have fingernail polish on, then make sure to only use the pads of your fingers for this technique. Okay, I am now beginning to feel about the same warmth and gentle pulsing in both feet. All right, so I'm going to put the feet down carefully. There. And, all right. Oh, one thing I don't see in here is placing Valor up the spine. Well, maybe that's optional. It's something that I've been doing. But before we place any oils in the body, I'm going to put carrier oil on. Now, the book says Ortho-Ease, the V6 oil. I didn't happen to have that. I do have Ortho Sport. So I'm going to use Ortho Sport. If you don't have one of those oils, you can use another carrier oil like apricot oil or jojoba oil, grapeseed oil. You can even use olive oil. And probably most people will have olive oil in their kitchen. You want to have a sheet down that can get stained because you might get a few drops of oil on it, and so don't use your best sheets. And then just slather that oil all over the back. You want to make sure that you've got it covered, as it will make the raindrop technique more comfortable for the person to have a carrier oil on the back. There are some people that advocate doing the raindrop treatment on a dry back, and I have been in workshops where the presenter advocated that, and people are much more likely to get their skin reddened if they don't have a carrier oil on the back. So I personally would never do a raindrop treatment without the carrier oil on the back. Now I realize my instruction sheet doesn't say to put Valor up the spine, and I'm just now noticing that, so I am going to do that. The instructions say how much of each oil to put on, for each oil. For a first-time raindrop, it's very important to go light. So some of these oils, it recommends 3 to 5 drops, like with oregano. I'm going to recommend that if you're giving someone a raindrop for the first time, that you just put 2 to 4 drops of each oil, because these oils are very potent. Some of them come out quickly. Now you might see what I'm doing is with my fingers, okay, fingernails towards the body, I am stroking about 4-inch strokes from the sacrum all the way up to the neck. And I almost feel like I'm getting a raindrop treatment as I'm giving one, because the oils have such a great smell, and it's like she's become a human diffuser. Okay, so that is a pretty cool benefit of giving raindrop. Now, if you're giving raindrop to yourself, what you'll do is first, rub the carrier oil on your back, and then apply a couple of drops of each of the oil to your fingers, and you can stroke it up your back from the bottom up, and then from the middle of your back up, maybe take another drop or two and stroke it up. So that's what you would do for each of these oils if you're going to give a raindrop to yourself. Now, that is not anything that I have ever read about or seen. I just know that I have personally done it if I wanted a raindrop and I didn't have anyone around to give me one. I have given myself a raindrop treatment that way. All right, so that was Valor. Now we're going to follow with oregano oil. It says 3 to 5 drops on the spine and feather. This one awakens the receptors, it supports the immune system, and it detoxes. So we remember it says 3 to 5. We're really just going to put 4 drops of each. And you hold it about 6 inches over the body and evenly space them out. Okay, then with your fingers, lightly spread the oils out. And you can do it with your fingertips. You can do it with the pads of your finger. I personally like the pads of the finger better. I think it feels better. So you can experiment and spread it out. If you're doing this with an energy healing modality like Reiki, then I like to take a little time between each oil and feel the energy of the body, see where I feel any areas that feel stuck, thick, or congested. And I like to give Reiki there for a little bit between each of the oils. That is certainly optional, and you don't need to be an energy healer to do this technique. All right, the next oil is thyme. Again, it says 3 to 5 drops on the spine. We're going to use 4. Supports the immune system and it detoxes. You can see how easy this technique is. Drop and feather. All right, I call it drop and spread, but it's actually drop and feather these oils out from the sacrum to the neck. Sometimes these oils have a tendency to run down the neck or down the shoulders. If you can't watch that, try and make sure that they don't, roll down the body or get into the neck, because then that can cause a little bit more reddening. Now, if the person uses personal care products with synthetic chemicals, they are more likely to have reddening of the skin, warming of the skin, than a person that uses all Young Living products that don't have the synthetic chemicals, because the oils can react with those personal care products. Another good reason to just use the Young Living products without all the chemical yuck in them. All right, next is basil. It says 5 to 8 drops on the muscles. This one is relaxing to the muscles. So what does that mean? You're going to do it on either side of the spine, the muscles along the spine. So before we did it right on the spine, this time you're going to do 2 drops on either side of the spine. Okay, that basil is empty. Going to my second basil. And again, feathering the oil out. Okay, so I'm just taking my hand and spreading them some. Okay, whoever is making noise, or if you could mute yourself, unless you have a question, that would be helpful so we don't have any background noise on the video. Appreciate that. The cool thing is there's really no way to do this wrong unless you put too much oil on the person or you knock the person off the table. So barring those two things, you know, you really can't mess it up, which I like. You know, it's simple. Right? Cypress oil. It says 5 to 8 drops on the spine and feather. Cypress improves circulation and it promotes tissue healing. We're going to do 4 drops. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4. I think Cypress came out pretty fast. And remember I said for massage therapists, I would suggest that you read the full procedure about all the cool things that you can do. They were a little bit over my head because I'm not a massage therapist, but it's like some spinal, you know, holding your fingers on either side of the spine, and there's Vitaflex points that you can put the oils on, and there's a cranial thing you can do, and lots of different things. I don't know how to do any of that, and I don't worry about it. This has always worked. It's always given me great results, and people that have received it love it and come back for more. All right, that was cypress. Now wintergreen. Okay, wintergreen, 5 to 8 drops directly on the spine. It relieves discomfort due to its high methyl salicylate content. And wintergreen is also great to support the bones. Okay, so we're doing 4 drops. And spreading it out. Again, I am just grateful for this, being able to give it. I feel like so much of it is getting up into my nose, and of course the oils are all over my hands. So I'm getting a bunch of the benefits of the raindrop by giving one. Next oil is marjoram. This relaxes muscles. It says 8 to 10 drops over the entire back and feather. I'm just going to do 2 on either side of the spine. And spread it out. I'm wondering if any of you are doing this with me. If I am, I hope I'm not going too fast for you. And again, I'm just using light touch. I'm not using any pressure. So there's no strain on my body to do it. I also have the massage table positioned at a good height for me so that I'm not having to bend over.
Karen, I'm glad that you are not manipulating tissue, that helps. In Arkansas, I did some some research, and it says that anyone who manipulates tissue at all cannot do so and charge for it unless they have a license, unless they're a licensed massage therapist. So it seems like I could do that since it's just lightly touching.
Yeah, I'm just lightly touching. I'm not using any pressure. The procedure says to feather the oils out. You're certainly not going to apply pressure with your fingernails. That would be digging into them. That wouldn't be pleasant. So, yes, no tissue manipulation at all. None of the massage techniques. I mean, that would be great if you're a massage therapist and you want to give someone, the full massage version of the Raindrop Technique. But this is the simple one that I learned years ago from my upline, Janalia Hoffman, and she and I taught a number of workshops on it. I'm going to have another one in Kansas City soon, so people can experience giving and receiving a raindrop treatment in person. Okay, aroma seeds. It says 8 to 10 drops over the entire back. It relaxes muscles and relieves discomfort. I'm just going to do 4. Why is it so important to be conservative the first time? Well, because these are really, really potent oils. And it can cause the body to detox. You're going to want to advise the person to drink extra water for several days after their raindrop technique. So you want to make sure that they don't have, very much of a detox reaction. If they had a detox reaction, what would that look like? Maybe their skin would redden. Maybe, they might have a little bit of a headache or something. You prefer that they not have a detox reaction, so going slow and low with the oils is a good idea. You can always ramp that up later. My massage therapist puts about 6 drops of each of the oils along my back and also about 2 drops of each of the oils on my feet. But keep in mind, I've been doing this for well over 10 years, every 2 weeks, faithfully. So I'm quite used to this. All right, peppermint oil. It says 3 to 5 drops on the spine and feather. Peppermint relieves discomfort. It works synergistically with the other oils to enhance the oils and make them penetrate the body more. It stimulates circulation and it cools the body. So we're going to put 4 drops. And Karen, I think your point about no tissue manipulation is a good one, because I am not a licensed massage therapist. I don't want to purport to be doing massage. I'm not. I am simply feathering oils. Now I'm just going to take my hands and kind of rub them in a little bit. Again, when I'm doing this in my office for someone, I like to pause between each of the oils and do some energy work and tend to bless their body, between each position, particularly any areas of discomfort. If you also may have heard that oils are packets of possibilities. Now, I learned about that, I think, from Karen Kegg. What does that mean? It means that we can work with the oils to encode them with our intentions. So when I'm giving a raindrop treatment, I like to ask the oils to help with the healing, to help relieve any areas of discomfort, to support the immune system, to help the body gently and easily detox to lift the spirits, to calm the mind, to help with focus, whatever the person needs. I like to ask the oils to help support that and ask the oils to work with me. The oils have their own vibrations, and they have a very high vibration. The vibration of the essential oils is much higher than their dried herb counterpart. So, for example, the basil essential oil, much more potent than dried basil. 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So that gives you an idea how potent they are. So we're asking the oils to bless Sally, to provide her comfort, and uplift her mind and whatever else she needs. I didn't think to ask her before we started. Anything else you want, Sally? Okay, Sally is pretty much asleep. All right, that's a good thing. Even with all my talking, just like, all right. And I am grateful to Sally for being my subject today. So now we have oils on the body. Now, this is optional. I don't know if I would recommend doing this the first time that you give a raindrop or not. I didn't see it in the Raindrop Technique booklet, but this is how I learned to do it. You take a hot, wet towel and place it on the back. Oh, I have mine in a crock pot. I'm going to get it. You're going to want to check the temperature of the towel against your forearm to make sure it's not too hot. And then ask your person to let you know if it's uncomfortable at all. Okay, Sally, is that temperature all right? Okay. So I found the crock pot gives a better temperature than the microwave. At my work, I use the microwave because I don't have a crock pot. And the microwave heats it hotter and unevenly. You have to be really careful with that hot towel at work. So now I've covered her with the dry towel, and I'm going to instruct Sally that if any area becomes hot or uncomfortable, to let me know right away. And then I would take both towels off and apply some more carrier oil to that part of the back. And that should take care of the discomfort immediately. So are you feeling okay, Sally? All right, she's feeling okay. So I'm going to come back to my chair. All right. I'd like to see if any of you have any questions or comments about what we've done or how to do it.
Did you say that there was a workbook?
So, okay, in the Dream Builders Wild Resources, this sheet that I have been reading off of, Raindrop Technique Made Simple, I just uploaded the latest version of that, and that has all the information that you need. I'm also going to upload my notes for the workshop, which cover the material I went over at the beginning about the background of Raindrop and the definition of it and why to use only Young Living essential oils with Raindrop. There is this booklet that you can get, Raindrop Technique by Gary Young, on discoverlsp.com. There are also a DVD that you can get, and guess what? For free, you can watch an hour-long Raindrop Technique on the Young Living site. I just found that today. I didn't know it was there. I haven't seen it. So you can watch that.
Karen, I have watched that video and it's fantastic. It also has music, and so you can play it while you're doing the technique, and it's basically like a nice, you know, massage healing opportunity for the person that you're practicing on. I'm wondering about the white angelica. Do you use that?
Oh, the white angelica?
Right.
I have not, but I saw that you can use that. And I don't think I saw is if that goes on the subject or if that goes on the giver. You know, because white angelica helps to protect the energy field from picking up other people's energy.
I think it goes on at the, they suggest that you can put it on at the end onto the subject.
Okay. All right. Good to know. And just put it over their back or over their shoulders.
Yes, I think that's true. I know that they're doing a class on this in Denver in October, on October 28th, and they're giving you a bottle of white angelica to attend the class, which I think would be great. I think it's $130 for the class. And of course, angelica is almost $90 itself. And plus they give you lunch and snacks. So it would be a really great opportunity to learn how to do this in person and get the white angelica. That would be lovely.
Wow, great. Can you post the information about that workshop in the Facebook page?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, that'd be super. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, I guess.
Well, Karen, this may be a silly question, but it's the smell is so strong. When you perform Raindrop in your office, are there other I don't know, are there other practitioners around you, or has anybody ever complained about the smell? It really does smell like a pizza.
A minty pizza.
A minty pizza.
There's no silly or dumb questions. So yes, the smell is pretty strong. I have an interior office, and it fills the room with smell. I will often have a client right after the Raindrop, maybe a counseling client. They walk in, they go, "Oh, it smells good in here. I love it." My colleagues have never complained about it. So, you know, it's been totally fine. And Karen, I'm kind of curious if this is similar or different than the way that you've learned how to do Raindrop.
Oh, that's simpler. That looks a lot less intimidating. I just watched videos that I'd found on YouTube, and and the instructions that come in the kit, and of course that's all the massage stuff, like the thumb rolls, like you said, and the scissor fingers and all that. And I guess I'm such a perfectionist. I thought, oh, it's got to be done just exactly like this. But and the couple that I've done, I did do one in a chiropractor's office. He let me borrow it to do it on a friend, and because I was thinking about renting the room, and his wife said, "Oh my God, I was looking through the cupboards. I thought I'd left all my spices out." And anyway, I thought, well, gosh, I don't know if people would complain. I've just rented a new place in Bentonville, and I'd like to try it because that I think that looks really doable, and I like the idea of combining it with the Reiki, or with the energy work. But I can see that maybe the financial advisor around the corner coming and saying, "What are you doing?" But
well, it's never been a problem. The essential oils smell great, and the smell dissipates within an hour quite a bit. So it really doesn't linger on, like chemical fragrances.
Okay, thanks.
Karen, do you normally diffuse anything else while you're doing Raindrop?
No, I usually turn the diffuser off because the Raindrop is really enough scent, for the room. Particularly my little office, it's like 11 by 14, I think, small room.
my last question is, how does Sally feel?
Ah, Sally, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good question. She barely raised her head. All right, how are you feeling, Sally? She feels good. Do you want to get up or do you want to just kind of, no, no. She's been painting today. She just wants to lay there and relax and let it soak in. You know, so I like to leave that towel on for a good 5 minutes until it gets cool, and then take it off, and you know, and then I step out of the room so the person can put their shirt back on. So, any other questions? Okay, well, if not, then I will enjoy seeing any of you that are in town, you know, to come and do the workshop in person. That'll be a lot of fun. Know that it's not hard. I encourage you to try it with a, you know, try it with a family member or a friend, and then, you know, you can start offering it. You might want to check with some of your local licensing if you're doing it for pay to make sure that it's okay to do in your city or state. And I look forward to seeing you at the next workshop. The one that I'm planning on is oil